Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Anthony Joshua states that he'll beat Andy Ruiz 9 times out of 10. So you have to look at it, basically what he's saying at face value. If he fights Andy Ruiz 9 times out of 10, he'll win 9 times. That's what Anthony Joshua is stating. And the reason why he's stating this is because he believes that the fight that he lost against Andy Ruiz, was an anomaly. He's recently come out and since admitted in a JD Sports interview on his verified Twitter account that, hey, I had my mind on Deontay Wilder. I had my mind on other big fights. I was not focused on the Andy Ruiz fight, and I overlooked this guy. That's why I lost this fight. So now he's coming to take his belts back. So we have to analyze what he's saying, though. If he fought Andy Ruiz Jr., would he win 9 out of 10 times? And I have to say, frankly, no. And that's just the honest answer. I think Anthony Joshua is still an elite fighter. I think he's still a top heavyweight. And I think that he's going to win the rematch with Andy Ruiz. I think that would open up the door for a trilogy. But I still think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't think Andy Ruiz is an easy fight for Anthony Joshua. I don't think Andy Ruiz is a pushover. And the reason why is because even before the fight, when people were saying that it was a bum bash, it was no bum bash because Andy Ruiz Jr. is a very solid and good fighter. I thought so before the fight. I thought so after the fight. I knew he always had a potential for an upset because Andy Ruiz Jr., a lot of people looked at him as an undefeated fighter. On the other end, Andy Ruiz Jr. may not be as focused as he once was for the first fight. He's saying cherry picking going wrong to Anthony Joshua, calling him a robot, all these disrespectful terms, buying houses, taking vacations, being on TV shows, when Andy Ruiz should really just be buckled down and focused in training. So you see Anthony Joshua is very motivated and determined to get his belts back, but on the other hand, Andy Ruiz Jr. is, living the good life. He's exposed to the life that Anthony Joshua has been living, and so now the roles are reversed. Anthony Joshua is going to come in this rematch as the hungrier fighter, the more desperate fighter, but Andy Ruiz is a stylistic mismatch for Anthony Joshua to some degree because he can let off 10 punches where Anthony Joshua is letting off the old basic 1-2s. So Anthony Joshua, I believe he was in control of the fight until he allowed Andy Ruiz to step in the pocket with him and unload on him consistently. So I think Anthony Joshua just simply needs to control the fight with his jab, open up, and wait for his shots. And that's pretty much all he needs to do on that end. If he tries to commit and slug it out with Andy Ruiz, he's just going to get caught again and dropped again. I think that, stylistically, Andy Ruiz is a very difficult opponent. I think it's going to be a very tough fight for Anthony Joshua, but I ultimately believe he wins. But I don't think that he'll beat Andy Ruiz 9 times out of 10. I think this is the type of situation where we could get a potential trilogy, and I don't think the next fight will be a definite conclusion to what we call Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. But once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.